I'm 15 years old and I go to Riverside High School and I'm in 10th grade. I have two siblings. I have a sister and a brother. My sister Elizabeth is around 7 years older than I am, and Christopher is about 11 years older than I am. Yes, I was very creative, I would say. I was encouraged to be creative because my dad is an artist, kind of. He's always been really good at drawing. So it's always been encouraging to me to try to draw and paint and I don't know, just be creative. My first imaginary friend, I think her name was Pizza. She was a guinea pig, and she was very nice and funny and mischievous, I guess. Well, I had a lot of imaginary friends. There was, of course, Pizza, and there was Twinkle, Ghosty, Panky Pan, and Lucifer. Pizza, Twinkle, Ghosty, and Panky Pan were all good influences on me. Like, they were nice and just nice to me. And then there was Lucifer. Lucifer was so mean and so bad, so I blamed everything on Lucifer. Me and Pizza would play hide and seek at my grandma's house all the time. And I would talk to her whenever I was alone because I didn't like to be alone, so she was always there with me. And yeah, I'd play with her a lot. Like, not just hide and seek, but I'd play tag, just everything. Nothing major like happened, and I don't remember what age, but they just kind of faded out, and I didn't really play with them anymore. I knew that my imaginary friends weren't like visible to everybody else, but they were real to me. Like, I didn't want my mom and dad to step on them or to just kind of kick them everywhere, like if they were just walking around.
She was fairly young, like maybe 3-ish.
Well, I don't remember that, but probably.
Um,
Animals.
Minnie. She had Twinkle, Ghosty, Pizza, Panky Pan,
Lucifer.
Lucifer, and I'm sure there are a few others
No.
that we've forgotten about.
We encouraged her. I think it was good for her. She's creative, and she uses her imagination a lot. And I think that was a big part of who she is and what she was. And so I think it was good from the standpoint it helped her be a part of something more so than just a family, something her own. So we encouraged her, and we acted like they were there when they were around us. Try not to step on them or whatever.
You.
Nope, they never were. I already had 2 children before Grace, and one of them had imaginary friends, so it didn't bother me a bit. No,
like that?
I never told her that they weren't real, and we just played along with her. Usually, I remember one time she said someone was stepping on one of them, and we were like, oh, excuse me. I think maybe it's helped that part of her brain along because Generally, we're not a creative family too much. I mean, there are some things that we are creative about, so I think she probably did help build that part of her brain.
Like that?
Yeah, I think that probably had a lot to do with it. And Elizabeth always had Christopher to play with, the older child. So Grace was 5 years behind, and a little more, 5+ years. And so, yeah, I think she was by herself a lot, and yeah.
Yeah, I think we let all of our kids find their own place and do their own thing. With her being creative and having heart issues, so she couldn't be real active outside the house, we felt like maybe this was her thing. And, you know, the creativity of it, we let it go. You know, sometimes you just have to let things run a little bit and see where they go, watching to make sure everything's kind of safe and standard and she's not getting too carried away. But we encouraged it, and I think that sparked that creativity. I definitely think the imagination and the creativity. She's big into drawing, she's big into music and dance, and all that's creative. And that's who she is. And I think that was developed as a result of this, not totally, but partially. I also think it made her feel comfortable when she was in an area that she didn't know people, because she had to stand on her own, or she created her own world at times. So I think that helped her be comfortable around other people that she didn't know. Like when she would go with the parents, and the parents would know the people, but she wouldn't know them. I think she was comfortable there because she had been in that situation, and she was okay in it.
Good.
I think if we had stifled her creativity and this imagination and her friends, that she wouldn't be the same person. She would be a little more reserved and maybe a little gun shy about being around people that she didn't know. So.
Go.
I think one time, Christopher had an imaginary friend, 2 of them, and their names were Kiki and Gaga. And almost every day when I picked him up from kindergarten, I'd ask him, or it was preschool, what'd you do at school today? And he'd say, I eat Kiki and Gaga. And then the next day, the same thing, I eat Kiki and Gaga every day. So that was kind of funny. And then Grace had Lucifer, and Lucifer just took a lot of the blame for things that Grace did.
Yeah, all the time. Like, if I would do something bad, Mom would be like, Grace, did you do this? I said, no, Lucifer did it. And so I would just, because Lucifer is just so bad.
I think that just came from Cinderella.
Yeah.
Like, you just thinking
Yeah.
he was bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Do you have any more stories, Grace?
Yeah. So Elizabeth told me that I could make imaginary friends. She made this machine. It was imaginary, okay, along with all my imaginary friends in the car. And so in car rides, she would help me make new imaginary friends. So every day when we would go in the car, she'd be like, Grace, what imaginary friend do you want to make today? And I'd be like, oh, I don't know. And so she would ask me questions, and I would answer them, and she would like type them into the machine, and then she would like, they're little cup holders, and she would say that they like popped out of the cup holders, and yeah, so.
Ready.
So I always thought of Twinkle as like a pinky purple Pac-Man ghost. So like, just what you kind of think of when you think of ghost. Like, except she had really big eyes. Ooh, that's purple now. But she had big eyes. She was sparkly, but I can't really draw sparkles. So, yeah. That's Twinkle. And then Ghosty is blue. I mean, it was kind of the same thing, but not sparkly. And he didn't have like, he wasn't cartoony. He was more real, which I'm not good at that. So we're just gonna draw little tiny eyes. So that was Ghosty. He's kind of small. But they were pretty much as big as I was. If you can't really tell. So that's me compared to Ghosty and Twinkle.
Perfect.